I've come to Doi Tok, which is on a prominent mound that overlooks the valley. You can see a panorama almost of the entire Ping river flowing through this Doi Tao Valley. We're going to go on down to, there's a little orange roofed barge that you can see down there, and I'm going to go on down there and take a flight up over the valley, show you some of the water that's there, because from this far away we can't see the water, but I promise you it's definitely there. Well, I've now arrived at Doi Tao. Tao actually means turtle, and here's the statue in front of what is locally signposted as Doi Tao Lake. There's a little market area just down here, and if I walk out you'll see the road that leads down to what is referred to as the lake, and on the left hand side the little market. This stretch over here back in 2011 was in actual fact the replacement market. Despite the fact that the place was flooded out and the water came up to the, and including the bottom of this concrete road here, the industry of smoking fish needed to continue. Well, back in 2011, the water came up to round about here, so you know, not far off the edge of the roof level around this market area. A hell of a lot of water came here. In actual fact, this car park was the repair centre for some of the barges. They brought the barges up here and they were living on the barges in this car park. I remember walking on the planks out from the edge of the water up there. The edge of the water came to round about the extent of this car park over there. They've got a couple of things on the stall here. This is all smoked fish, and they smoke it locally. Swadee Kap, Mae. Pom Tam video cup. Wow. And he plara like cup.
อันนั้นจะเป็นปลานิลจ้ะ
ปลานิล
ปลานิลค่ะ
ครับผม แต่ปลานิลตัวละกี่บาทครับ
กล่องละ100
อ๋อ so 50 ใช่ไหม
50
ครับผม so 50 baht, 50 baht, so 100 baht for the pair here. And what we got here? Wow, so these are like little sprat things. แม่ครับ อันนี้เท่าไหร่ครับ
อันนั้น100มี2แพ็ค100 บาท
ครับผมอันนี้50 Let's have a look what's going on here. สวัสดีครับ
เฮ้ย
ปลาชื่ออะไรครับ ปลาอะไรครับ
ชื่อป้าลำไย
ปลาลำไย
ลำไยจ้ะ
ว้าว
เฮ้ย
น่ารัก
น่ารัก
มีกี่ตัวครับ
อู้มีเป็น10อ่ะ
โอ้โห10 ตัว โอ้มีอีกตัว
กว่าละมั้งเพราะว่ามันเป็นแมวเขามาปล่อยทิ้งกัน
ครับผมน่ารัก แม่ทำนางนี้กี่ปีแล้วครับ
โอ้หลายปีแล้วเกือบ30 ปีนะมั้ง
30 ปี 30 years ว้าวแต่ผมจำได้9 ปีแล้วเป็นน้ำท่วมแถวนี้
จ้า4-5
ใช่
ปี4-5น้ำท่วมเยอะไป
So here's a little fire going on underneath here. They've propped the doors open right now, but as you can see, these are other sheds that have got fires going on in them as well. And the fish is on the rack, smoking. All these racks have got fish that have been laid out in the sun, and they're drying out, stretching on their wooden skewers. I find this industry to look at it. Very interesting, because the people here in Doi Tao, they depend upon the fish from the water to process through this smoking factory and sell on, because the traders come here to buy the fish, or these people arrange for it to be delivered. And it all hinges upon this lake, this area, and the access that people here have to the river to harvest all this fish. And to look out there and see very, very little water, it's a little bit depressing, because you think, well, you know, is their industry sustainable? But obviously there's up and down. They will continue to do this, because the fish will continue to be harvested from the river. But they have to travel further for it. They have to spend longer time doing it. We're going to go on down to where those roofs are. That's at the edge of the river, and there's some cattle down there, and they'll have some bells around their neck. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Well, this place has seen better times. In years gone by, this would have been flooded, and the river at the moment is where those roofs are down there. They're actually afloat on the river. Well, it could be on the bank. I'll just go and check in a minute. The cattle are enjoying the dryness on the roadway here. Typically you'd come here with a group of friends and rent a barge. They'd tow you out into the middle of the water. You know, some ghetto blasters on board, thumping loud music out, and you'd be out in the middle of the water having a party. Sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Buddy cup. Thank you. ขอบมาครับขอบมาครับไปดูใช่ไหม Okay, Cap. Oh, that's very nice. The man's just invited me to walk over and have a look. Thank you. Khop mak kap. So this is where one would have lunch and evening meals, and there's lots of space for a party of a couple of hundred. Ah, look at this. Here we are with the Ping River flowing from Chiang Mai, which is up there, all the way round, going on down to Bumabol. So James abroad. This bit of muck here, this is on its way down to Bumabol. Look out for it in tack. You'll see this bit of rubbish that's coming down, and this volume of water coming down past you anytime soon. When I was showing you up on the little, I call it a prominence, but it's a little mountain over the far side there. From there, one could hardly see the river, the water that was flowing, and you think, oh, there's not a lot of water there, you know, it's a bit of a disappointment. It's not as much as you thought, expected to see. Wow, how wrong I was. You know, from here to the other side of the bank is a good 100 meters, and this is not its widest. Nam nai kuat samlap alai kap. Oh boy, Ben fertilizer. Wow. The battery is actually on charge. Hopefully it's going to start. I've just ordered Khao Pad Kung, and the lady looked at the car and she said, "Can you wait a minute?" And I'm wondering as to whether they're waiting for the battery to charge before they go and get the rice or the shrimp from up the market. I'm not sure. Anyway, wait for the battery to finish charging. Some people have been discussing in the comments, there's a natural feeling you get when you are close to water, and I certainly feel a tremendous amount of that horn in the background is a guy bibbing to get the cattle out of the way so that they move so that he can drive his car along. The feeling you get when you're close to water is, for me, very relaxing. It's rejuvenating. It's something that you get a special feeling from. Some people get it from early in life, and some people find it later in life. I've had it throughout my life. Every time I'm near to water, I feel at home. I feel very relaxed. I feel a big reset button. I think one of the reasons I come to Doi Tao is feeling a relaxation that you get when I get when I'm close to water. Well, there's a fantastic party on this barge, and I think it's suffered from the amount of jumping up and down. Lick of paint, a few new roof panels here and there. No problem. Be back in business soon. I actually brought my sister here back in, well, 2000. That'd be 2006, and we parked up over there where that white van is up there on the top, and we parked there and had, well, we wanted lunch, but sadly my sister just wanted to go to the toilet and didn't want the lunch. Oh, don't know why. She had a particular strong interest in staying away from local food. Don't understand why. You know, if you come to Thailand, you've got to enjoy what's here, what's available to you locally, and that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go and have my lunch. I ordered Khao Pad Kung before I went for a walk up there. Well, these people are Buddhist. They have a spirit house at the corner of their business, and they've made a little offering here of some water. Well, that's fascinating. You've heard of Red Bull, I hope. If you haven't, then you've not watched motor racing, or you've not been to your local shop to buy the drinks. Hello, Khop Makap. Oh, shoots away. Now that Khop Makap. Wow, look at this. I've just had Khao Pad Kung delivered. Very, very nice indeed. Thank you so much, Khop Makap. Oh, my ao cup, Khop Makap. Well, this is delicious. I can safely say that I've got gung in my rice, but it's just two. Oh well, tastes delicious. In the news this week, this last couple of weeks, there's been a story that's been, we thought, done and dusted. But it appears that the charges that were brought about following an accident 8 years ago, 2012, in Bangkok, whereby a guy by the name of Boss, he's the heir to the throne of the Red Bull family, a young guy, he drove his Ferrari into the back of a motorbike. Now, it's a bit of a complex, convoluted story, but I'm going to try and explain it. He hit a policeman on a motorbike who was in front of him. Now it transpires that the Ferrari was doing 170 plus. Some say 171, some say 173, but 170 plus, because they've got video evidence of this car actually 100 metres, a couple of hundred metres from the accident site, and the car was really going this speed. Now also on the road at that time was a pickup truck, and the pickup truck was in the middle lane, and it said that the motorbike was in the near side, curb side lane. And because the 170 kilometre an hour Ferrari was going in a built-up area, and built-up area, this is in the middle of Bangkok, for goodness sake. And going back to the last couple of days, I've been talking about road design, and thank you very much, Su Chiang, for eloquently spelling out the issues about putting a road, designing a road to allow people to do things on it, putting pedestrian crossings at the wrong places, but allowing 170 in a built-up area to actually exist. Not on a flyover or a dual carriageway that's away from incoming traffic or junctions. But this guy was doing 170, and he was in the outside lane. The motorbike apparently came across in front and hidden, obscured at the time by the truck. So therefore, initially the defence said, well, he couldn't see it, he had no time to stop. They then went through a lot of shenanigans about measuring and then doing blood tests, and they found cocaine in his blood. Well, all the charges were made, and he skipped the country. Well, and he, I believe, has been in the UK. Well, now, 8 years on, 2 weeks ago, it was announced that his charges were being dropped. Apparently through either lack of evidence or the police didn't want to bring the charges. So that was a catalyst to a couple of issues. One, the Prime Minister, Mr. Prayut, he ordered an inquiry as to why the charges were being dropped. Two, the fact that he had cocaine in his blood, his defence said, was because he'd been to the dentist. Senior leading clever dentists stepped forward and said that's impossible. And thirdly, there was an accident in the middle of the night in Chiang Mai. A key, I use the word key, witness to the accident was riding a bike in Chiang Mai, no helmet, and another bike was adjacent to him, and they collided. And this guy, this witness, fell off, hit his head, died. Well. The immediate response was, it's been a setup. So they did lots of tests and said, no, he's not been strangled, he's not been poisoned, he's not been shot. They publicly came out quickly and said, there's nothing foul play, he hit his head. Hang on a minute. Next development, the phone belonging to this guy disappeared. Now it turns out now that a former governor, senator of Chiang Mai, had one of his aides steal the phone because he didn't want that phone getting into the wrong hands. And apparently the aide destroyed the phone. Amazing. But the former senator, he had the SIM card, which the thief who he had instructed to steal it had secured this SIM card. That's with the police now. I hope you enjoyed that little flight over here. I'm going to jump in the car and take you on further down the Ping. It's a place that's down at a place called Li, L-I, and it's on the way to Bumabol Dam. I'm not going to go to Bumabol Dam. That's that's a half-a-day trip from here, and that's too far. But I'm going to show you a bit more water soon.